Fearing heat.
Easy words. On your
Metal.
never refuse school.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. I die alone.
All right, we are back again. Dota 2 on the menu today. Game 2 loading in. Trent, OG, one loss away from elimination. Betters sweating. How you feeling, big dog?
Navi, I mean, that's a pretty dominant victory. Like, straight of the lanes, rest of the game. It did seem a little, like, not standard, I guess, from OG, but what is standard for OG? I mean, they won their games when they picked heroes like this yesterday versus 5-men, so maybe they can continue to just... I mean, they went game 3 is when they did the mid-Oracle, so I don't see any sign of them slowing down just because it's a chance they're going to lose.
Yeah, I guess that is a good point. They were playing for elimination last round against 5-men and did continue some of these drafting shenanigans. So we'll see. Was that last game more draft or execution? It's always a combination in games
Draft.
like that. But you think that was mostly just, hey, we got outdrafted. We picked
I think
some
draft,
kooky
and most
shit.
importantly, about the draft lanes, to me.
Right, okay.
The drafting part was also different just because, like, the heroes got weird. Like, everyone just got too poor with, again, the word I use is direction, because they just looked a little bit lost because of how things panned out in the initial laning stage. There wasn't anyone who had a very clear option of how to get them back into the game other than Zeus Blast do big damage, but they didn't have a tower pusher they could rely on. They didn't have a reliable initiation because of the Venge swaps as well as the Hand of God. So once those two options are taken away, you're just stuck in the hope of, like, okay, maybe we can defend when they push into us, but they didn't end up with any, like, clear good stuns versus the Ember either. So it was just kind of like a full-on, 3 strikes and you're out there.
Yeah, that also tends to happen when mid is such a mismatch like that, not only in the dynamic of the heroes, but how drastic their, like, farm and ability to control the mid game was. It's easy for the team with the farmed Ember Spirit to kind of rally behind those rotations as he picks up power runes, all that kind of stuff. With OG, it's like you've got this underfarmed Zeus who has to play a little bit defensive because he's so easy to pick off. You don't have something to rally behind, It's like, okay, we've got the acronyms on PL. Isn't really a rally moment. It's like keep farming, bud. You're going to get there sort of thing. So Oracle, the opener, though, for Navi this game. Very similar opening bands, and OG will once again go back for the clockwork.
Do they bat with the Oracle? Are they going to wait? That'd be my first question. The Void Spirit, they seem to like a lot as well. I mean, we know General's, like, really good on it.
I'm pretty okay with it. The Void Spirit has been rising in personal stock for me. And I think before we were seeing him played as just a carry. You put him mid, you buy damage items, you kill people. That seems super high risk, super high reward. And now that we're seeing him played as like a space creator, whether it's 4 or 3, just get in there, look for these weird pickoff trades, try to abuse the back line. Void Spirit seems like an amazing utility to have. Like General's style, I think, is like the perfect way to play that hero.
I mean, they also play that Doom all the time. It's usually first phase banned versus them. When it's not, they tend to take it. But yeah, they're going to take the Void Spirit. I'm into that as well. Just another, like, not punished by clockwork.
Yeah, that too. And, right, it's a flex pick. We assume it's the general hero, but you could always put it on support. If for some crazy reason you had a matchup mid you liked, it could, in theory, go to Iceberg. So, great hero to have early on. What's the play for OG? And they take Spectre. So, Spectre been banned out in this banning trio very commonly. So, if you want her, you kind of got to grab her early.
Yeah, I guess they also like the Void in that too, but Void into a potential, like, Oracle with the saves there. So, Spectre doesn't really have those problems, gives you vision over the Oracle in the back line, helps create good targets for the clockwork. Maybe a Nature's Prophet potentially here too. I feel like that's always been a really strong combo. Haunt into Wrath of Nature.
Yep. The global presence. And
Instantly
Navi agree?
banned. Yeah.
Like Zeus also does kind of fit the bill for that also. Or that global presence. Not as good as Prophet, but
Yeah, Prophet's just like way too good because he's just like Wrath and he just TPs in and it's just like this body that absorbs some damage and tends to have pretty good right click damage.
yeah. When you see Spectre picked up this early, though, one of the other pseudo counters you can go for is some form of break, whether it's somebody like Viper who has it built in, or a hero that can build it. You know, a right clicker that doesn't mind buying the new Silver Edge that has the Echo Saber component.
Yeah, I think I'd be mostly concerned about the Necrophos too. That's one that always stands out as a very good hero versus the Spectre these days.
Agreed there, 100%.
Although with the, I guess they can just flex the Void Spirit mid or off lane, and then same thing with the Necrophos.
And Necro with Oracle too is also like a DP kind of combo. You got that double healing, so it just makes False Promise that much more valuable. Hero that also benefits from the save in the sense of he can actually set up a turnaround with all of his healing and the regen you get from killing people, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, get rid of Chen so I can counter.
Chen.
I mean, Hand of God's kind of similar, right? Like saving against the Haunt, much like with the Wrath of Nature, trying to prove those situations.
It is wild though that it feels like Spectre doesn't really have like a true hard counter in the one role. You know, a lot of position ones feel like they have a weakness, and Spectre right now is pretty damn well rounded. Maybe I'm overvaluing her a little bit, but
you could game counter her and try like an AM or something, right? That can kind of work.
Yes,
you just
it can. I mean, she's beatable, just not always easy. They ban out the Beastmaster, afraid of some of that 5-man power.
And 3 vision heroes.
Yeah. And the Morphling ban. Fair. A great carry that can scale pretty well against the Spectre.
It's a really good V-Tune hero. I think that's a big part of it too. It's one of his better ones. It's like his Morph and his PL.
How does PL go against Spectre? That matchup doesn't sound great.
I think it's a little meh, but now that he's bad, it's probably just straight Spectre good. Spectre just more reliable, I would say. They play pretty similarly, though.
What about like troll type carries that can maybe do a little more early, pressure pretty hard, take objectives?
They're fine, yeah. If you can like start something like Ursa's and stuff too, right? By that same logic, can sometimes work out well.
Right. Okay. Well, OG, a big point for the draft. Probably going to grab a support here, but we'll see. And because we can't see it on the overlay, OG do have last pick. They've got 10th pick, so they'll get to react in terms of mid matchups.
Man, I don't even know what I want as a 4 here.
Yeah, this is sometimes it feels like, you want to have last pick, but this pick here feels so rough. Like you have to reveal something about your strategy with this
Silencer is like kind of good here. Let's go Jakiro.
Jakiro, super safe. Probably your 5. Good pairing with the Spectre. Good team fight. Synergizes well with the Clockwork too. Cogs with Ice Path and Macropyre, that kind of stuff.
So we made it through with the bat still in. I wonder if that's worth it to them with Void Spirit still being there in general, like flexing it so much for them lately.
Does Iceberg ever play bat? Is that too risky going in blind?
I'm sure he definitely can.
So when you don't have last pick, the bat can be a little scary. It's a little scary, Trent. Halloween's coming.
I don't know. Bat seems pretty tempting. Just for the lane matchup even. Now, I mean, Jakiro's kind of weird. It's like he's got the damage, so you have to be like fully committed as the Bat Rider. But in most cases, I would say it's still a pretty good situation for the Bat, especially because they wouldn't have the 4 in that case. They could still pick a second hero to lane with the Bat to try and punish the Spectre lane. OG not feeling like they could get away with the Jakiro or the Undying either. It looks like.
What do they want for Roger this game?
Strength heroes. I mean, the Wind Ranger was still
Earth
in.
Spirit.
But she's like really bad versus Spectre. It's like the Focus Fire just doesn't really work that well.
Yep. So they'll go tanky. Someone else that has some options against Clockwork. Good team fight. They were lacking some AoE damage. And OG with a pretty quick Centaur.
It's the OG classic, right? The Aghanims, the damage reduction, stacking with the Spectre. They used to do this with the IO. Right? Wasn't that was like their little trio?
Yep. Does that I guess that still works fine with the new old Centaur. He's back to burst damage.
Yeah, if you get the Ags, you can still do the stuff,
Yep.
right? Just stack it with the dispersion.
The global damage reduction. Does take some build up though, right? Not something your Centaur is going to have quickly necessarily, because generally needs a couple of smaller ticket items. Like, do they rush the Ags? Is that their strat?
No, I don't think so. I think it'll be like,
Okay.
Second or,
So
or the
some
third
late
item
game
or
shit.
something. Oh, look who it is.
Woo! There he is, buddy. So, Spectre versus Slark. Trent, I'm going to give you another chance here. How's this
That's
matchup
fine.
go?
I'm okay with that one. That's I would say that became a pretty standard one like 2 months ago. We're seeing a lot of Slark then.
The
because
leader
we
of the
expected,
anti-fish
first
brigade
phase.
over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
mean, it's
Slark
also a
is generally
Centaur
good
lane.
against the tanky heroes, right? I was just going to say that. Like Spectre, one of the tankier position ones, and Slark loves that because of Essence shift stacks. So great Slark pick. I'm fine with it.
And they
And
still
you've
got
got
rid of
Oracle.
the Zeus because of all
Right,
those
that's-
benefits.
Yep. And like I feel like the Oracle enables some of these heroes. Slark, very squishy. He's like a glass cannon kind of carry. So when you have Oracle to back you up for those saves, maybe feel a little more comfortable picking him up. Ember Spirit banned by OG. Smart choice there. Do you ban like a Storm Spirit? Is that too greedy with the Spectre? What mid are you really afraid of here? Like Lena comes to mind also.
Haunt and Stampede to enable you, huh? They're just getting rid of some kind of random scary ones.
Brood, yeah. I mean, maybe Navi just pick something like Lena that's ultra safe since they have to pick blind here. She could be a worthy ban for OG.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if the Necrophos is still worth it, though. They have the Spectre and the Centaur, and if I had to guess, they might Kunkka last. Ban the Invoker. Yeah, I kind of just like Necrophos here. Do they have enough damage to actually make the Scythe work, though, is the question. You know what? I don't think they do. Like, the Scythe doesn't even look that scary, because what's the initial damage that even lowers a Spectre or a Centaur that makes Necro fit and, like, win this game?
Yeah, I have trouble seeing it too.
They could, like, percent-based damage another way with, like, an Underlord or something. Put the Void Spirit mid. Or even the Underlord mid, I guess, depending on what the matchup ends up being.
Still scary blind. I mean, if they want to push, Pugna's still in. Not a huge amount of synergy there.
Yeah, try and catch them before they're really stacked up. That's not a bad idea. Before they're, like, insanely tanky.
Ooh, the Doom mid.
Yeah, we're talking about the first phase as being a possible hero. But yeah, that's probably for Iceberg in the mid. They love this hero. It gets first phase banned versus them all the time.
Yeah.
And they grab it 9th pick.
It's pretty cool. We've seen how fast Doom can farm in the mid.
And it's a max HP burn, right? With the
Yeah.
blade. Very
that's
good option
really
here.
nice. That's a great pick. A little melee heavy on Navi, but
Yeah, Monkey
that's
King.
okay. They can play around it. And
Whoa!
OD. Okay, well, that's another good Punisher for heavy melee. And come on, buddy. Come on. Admit it.
Yeah,
This is
What?
a good OD game.
it looks good. Yes, I think in all the games it gets picked, it looks good.
Well, I mean, yeah. That's a
You go,
golden
wow.
first class ticket to lose if you pick OD in bad scenarios. But
Yeah.
OD Spectre, definitely some greed here, definitely some late game. This is definitely punishable, but OD, we saw this matchup the other day too, OD versus Doom. It is a pretty free lane for the OD, but it actually doesn't punish the Doom as much as you might think it would. You know, he kind of suffers through, he uses Devour to sustain, and then he just dooms his way back into it, while OD desperately farms his first item, be it Midas, Force Staff, Ags, whatever. That is the weakness of OD. He needs like 2 or 3 items to be scary, and he doesn't really farm that fast. Pushing might be a bit of an issue for OG this game. A little worried about that. You've got the Jakiro, but not particularly good pushing heroes.
The Sandys looks busted this game. They got some dumb heroes. Hey, they do not have big mana pools. I mean, Doom, notorious for that. Slark, Void Spirit, same kind of deal. Not a lot of game happening there. I think No Tail is looking pretty stacked. And again, we saw how easy it was to get that Midas early with the Doom matchup before, because you're just going to constantly Astral, right click the wave, Astral comes out, you get the free last hits guaranteed, and there's nothing that Iceberg can do about that on the Doom.
Is this
like
enough for
Game
OG
3.
to win this game? You're really confident there, huh? You think this will be the OD game?
I'm not insanely confident, because I do think there's still going to be like a little bit of a stopgap point in this mid game where Soxa and Sox are kind of on awkward heroes with the Clockwork and the Jakiro to like make a lot happen. But as long as that's not too dicey, then it does seem like they have a pretty good path to the Ancient this time.
The late game certainly looks good, but that's one of the benefits of the Slark too for Navi. He likes to fight earlier than other position ones, right? Slark is definitely, I've got my first item. Okay, let's see if we can go for a pickoff sort of deal.
As long as he's got some good nuke power, which he sort of does. I mean, again, these guys are really tanky on the Dire.
That is true. Oracle has some nuke power. Well, I think this draft is better for OG than last game. I'll give you that.
One thing that I like is that Haunt is better at forcing fights than Thunder God's Wrath. Even though they're kind of similar in that global regard, like getting the actual hero in there and getting the additional slow and stuff makes a big difference to enable these heroes that are a little bit weaker at initiation to feel confident moving forward into enemy territory to try and create a good opportunity for your team. I'm gonna miss high fives.
Me too.
Come on, V-Tune. Give him another high five. Soxa, help him out. High five. Nothing.
That Centaur is pretty good. That's got a nice rumble to it. Felt the subwoofer on that one.
It's actually a Suns fan. That's his. That's when he sees a Snickers.
Oh, it all makes sense now.
Yeah, they mic'd him up at one of the TIs. It was when he was down there watching DC. Set the little mic in there. They took a couple audio files from there. They brought in snacks. They turned up the gain.
Suns fan does have some Homer Simpson vibes when it comes to food. I'll definitely concede that. Snickers. Well,
I don't know where
enough about
Snickers
candy.
is on his tier list.
Soxa Seb, the offlane duo here against the Slark Oracle. And up top, we've got Raj alongside General, the Jakiro Spectre lane. This should be a pretty good combo.
Yes, Sox has lost his Clockwork privileges, apparently. It's over. He's going to have to pass it off.
Slark taking some hurt out of the gate. Centaur Clock does seem pretty deadly. Give them like level 3, level 4, and they've got some pretty good kill threat, especially before Slark hits level 6.
Yeah, it's all about the creep spread, right? And just like pulling the waves apart and making sure that V-Tune is invulnerable.
This right here.
Yeah, the bully, though, as Seb just walked right back up. It's like, yeah, you better run under your tower.
Come on, get.
Of course, we have the same thing happening in the top lane, as you can see on the minimap. You have Sox and Roger battling out as two supports with the waves, and then General is mid one underneath that top tower, too.
Yep, the two 1v1s. And mid, a great start for Iceberg on this Doom. It will ramp up for the OD. He needs a couple levels for the Astral Imprisonment and Arcane Orb Harassment to really be effective. They stay even. That is definitely a win for Iceberg. Down bottom, though, First Blood does come out onto V-Tune. There's that bully.
Yeah. It almost felt destined at this point with how they were just kind of ignoring the creeps at points. Like, Seb only has 5 last hits, whereas I feel like he could have had more if he hadn't been just, like, so in the face of V-Tune this whole time. And now they get him again. Always want to fight. They got to right-click him out of here. He's dead.
I think they can. Yeah, the cogs don't die fast enough. Another easy kill for OG.
That's a bit of a problem. How much region's got left? 5 tangos on V-Tune and a salve and 4 tangos left there as well for Always Want to Fly.
Battle onto Sox. He's going to try to TP out. Oh, never mind. That was Oracle TPing bottom. My mistake. Easy kill.
That's a good thing he didn't try TP because he would have died.
Yes, that would have been bad. So I was like, what the hell is going on here? Now they jump in onto mid one. He's left all alone. Do they have the damage to actually secure this? Only 1 point in the dispersion, and they've got it. Roger with the kick. Nice.
All right, we're
set of
trading
kills.
double kills pretty much here, eh? Between the bottom and the top. Wiping out the core and then the support, and support then the core.
So while both safe laners are struggling, look at Spectre's last hits, buddy. 3-0 compared to V-Tune's 14-1. So despite V-Tune dying, he's still having a much better time. Spectre's getting nothing.
Yeah, that is pretty painful.
Like when I say nothing, this is brutal. Sox is dying again. Mid one's going to get a couple last hits under the tower. Sox will live, but this is
Just you had
unrelenting pressure.
Really no faith in Sox. I mean, he's half HP by the tower. Oh, he's dead. Sox feeding again.
And another kill. Always want to fly. Caught down bottom. That is the power of the early clockwork. Second point in battery assault. If you're solo against this clock, you've got no out. And now V-Tune. Look at this. They're trying to block him. They don't want that pounce. Beautifully done by Soxa, but V-Tune might still live. No. Double edge is there. That's level 2 from Seb.
I don't know if Iceberg is just like way better at this matchup, or like maybe because No-Tail hasn't playing that much mid or something, but he's doing way better than our previous Doom versus OD. Like, not even close.
I think this is a big win for Navi mid.
He does have the 10 denies, though. But even at this point, the Doom was behind at net worth in our last game.
Because he had to run out all this regen. Right now, Doom is ahead in net worth by about 150. So,
yeah.
Scary. Like 5-10 minutes from now, this Doom should be pretty accelerated. And as you pointed out, he plays kind of like Alchemist. He really needs to be ahead to be doing the things that he wants to do. Up top now, pressure onto mid one again. Non-stop skirmishing. Bounty runes about to spawn.
Yeah, I feel like Roger might just want to bail out for those now. Could do the same thing here with Sox that always want to fly. Looks like no one's really going for them, though. Yeah, Sox the head back now, so 2v2.
Even Steven. 4-2 in hero kills, but gold spread
Radiant's middle
zeroed
tower
out.
is under attack.
Spark's now gone for the double ring of regen in the bottom lane, and up top, Sox going to be found again, trying to make it back to the tower, but no hope. General finds another.
I was meant to have this.
How this last is coming? 16 now to the 27. So pretty much the
It's
same gap as
leveling out.
before. I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, mid one had the creep pulse happening too, right? Where he wasn't getting entire waves because of the creeps pushing the tier 1 and the tier 2 on the Radiant side. So that probably slowed him down a lot.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
No-Tail's starting to figure out that lane a little bit more. Like, he was getting more denies at the end there. He was securing the range creep the past couple waves, but now with them both being 6, that was the other thing that happened, is that the OG got 6 a lot sooner than the Doom. So he had this threat of the, just like the extra levels into the Astral and then maybe even the Arcane Orb. But I don't think you can ulti at 6, although it's kind of hard to tell with the new one. Probably not. I don't think the multiplier is going to be good enough, right? Yeah, it's only like 400 damage, so it won't do that much damage right now. Or 400 mana gap.
Things slow and steady right now. Soxa rotating mid, but not going to find much. Meanwhile, a Doom used up top. This is the kind of rotation you want to make with your mid Doom. They've caught mid one.
Man, dooming the level 4 Spectre, that's some serious sad day right there.
Dire's top
Iceberg's
tower
not done
is under
either. Look at
attack.
this. Get the bonus damage from the critical strike. Sox, the jukes though. Oh, that dragon. Oh! Sox, don't move. Just stay still. Oh no, don't do it.
Sox is okay. He's going to make it back. The Spectre's TPing back in.
Oh damn, that was an Arcane Rune Doom too. He is Doom again in a minute.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's huge. That's kind of like DP finding an Arcane Rune first like that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, now No-Tail gonna bully through this mid lane at least while the Doom is gone. Not the best tower pusher, but he'll certainly take what he can get. I don't know who's spraying up top. Someone's dumping the loser. It was either mid one or Iceberg. I think it was mid one.
Well, the flip side here is that No-Tail is getting a lot of space mid. So 37 last hits up on him. He's looking at 4 staff first item, I think. And now back up top. Sox again. Man, it's so rough when Jakiro doesn't really get a lane like this, because you definitely pick him to be a lane bully. You know, he's one of the tankier 5s. Down bottom, we're going to see 5s traded, it looks like. Stampede used, always want to fly. He buys himself a little time, but no hope for survival there.
You know, that was one of the problems that we had with the OD game that we cast last, was that they didn't have an enabler of any sort. He didn't have any sort of attack speed bonus, or really like good movement speed stuff, and now the Stampede is a really nice ability for him. As V-Tune will hop his way out of the potential dive under the tower from Sox and Seb.
Well, at least we're going to get a real game of Dota 2 here, Trent. It's 8 minutes in.
It seems that way.
We're squared up. It's going to come down to some big mid-game fights, some real strategic execution. OG looking much better already. Rune control on Doom, though. He picked up that DD.
Will Roger just like rotate mid, though, and try and set up for a Doom?
It looks like it, although OG also thinking similar. They're going to rotate in. General's here.
TV's bottom, trying to help out.
Yeah, they go for Seb instead. Soxa. Gonna be a tough counter kill. Need to be a little bit careful here. Navi still has some reinforcements, and there's another one coming. It's General from the river. Now they're in on No Tail, and OG have overcommitted. Soxa not going to have a path to escape either.
Oh, buddy. There goes your game. So,
yeah,
General
OD feels delicate, right?
General TP'd mid because he thought they were going to dive Iceberg because they had lost both supports. They saw the rotation from the top support, and the bottom support, I think, was off the map at the moment, so they thought they were about to dive him. So General TP's mid, then they don't get the kill onto No Tail because No Tail TP's in the bottom lane, which creates that whole situation where General just gets the walking in backstab for that double kill. So they kill Seb into the mid laner, into the support. And General is thinking about an Orchid first. No Yules or Aghanim Scepter.
Denied.
Huh.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
What do you think about that? Oh. Looks like we'll see a battle here. Sox again in the river.
Well, he's going to get jumped on. I think he might have been thinking about int stuff, as he's already changed it to a drums, maybe? Or am I just not missing? Yeah, he's already changed it to a drums, so... Not going to happen anyway.
Be a general.
Yeah, it seems like it might have been OD related, I guess. Right? Like all that extra int. But I mean, it's mana pool stuff anyway, so you could still just go for the Ags and get a lot of the same stuff. Right?
Oh, bottom now. Man, it was a quiet moment, and I guess the quiet before the storm. Now they're going to find Seb solo, TP in, and we always want to fly that catches it.
And he has an extra point for the ulti if No Tail wants to try it. He's still holding that.
That Arcane Rune tempting. He does skill it up now, trying to stack up the int, but he gets silenced. They're going to jump in. Spectre also here. No Tail, the target that they want. You can see Navi, though, a little bit nervous. Hook shot on the Slark. He's spreading out. Is always want to fly. Might be the one left.
Has been killed.
You only get one hammer. No Tail has to be careful how he uses it here. Mid one now, very low. V-Tune coming back in. 11 stacks of int. Make it 12. 13. Roger getting low. No Tail slowly getting there. That's the hammer. It gets Roger, but not much else. Forces V-Tune back. And it might be just enough to secure OG this fight. Man, that was close. But OG do it.
That's probably like a 500 damage nuke or something, right?
Now the Doom. And that should be a dead No Tail. This is why Doom is just so frustrating. You can win a fight like that, and it's like, well, buddy, I don't think you can live here. Right? Right? Is he regenning enough? Are the Tranquil Boots enough? Hero, Tranquil Boots, Trent.
There you go. Got him. That was,
it's spell damage, so you had to hit him to break the boots. Oh, my gosh.
It was about 400 and some from that Sanities. After how many stacks? Like 14? That's a little worrisome. Considering the gap was, like, it only got built up to like a 1100 gap, you know? Seems like it's still a lot of effort in the early game for this hero to really stomp on people.
Yeah, I'm with that. I can't disagree. Smoke now from Navi, though. Going to head up towards mid one.
Is mid one about to find himself in another game like that PL, though, where he's just going to be struggling to get this Radiance for the next 20 minutes?
I think so. I mean, they know. Clearly, Navi have a game plan here, and it's pick on the Spectre. They might have biffed this gank, though. No Spectral Dagger for 5 seconds. They've got a taunt. They need a little more damage. He's starting to heal up from Always Want to Fly, but it's not enough. Mid one down. And he is trying to do this Radiance Rush. So this is super punishing. I'm a little nervous, Trent. It's another one of these games where like
big
the
kill though.
Spectre's gonna have to do some heavy lifting. B2 mid.
This was sick. That was
Oh,
sick.
nice
no!
ice path. Always on a fly. Beautiful ultimate. It saves the Slark for now, but does he possibly have enough healing to stop the pop? He does. Slark pops the ultimate.
man.
There's the regen. He's good.
That hurts. That hurts so
Wow.
much.
Wow.
Oh, that TP came in at the nick of
Radiant's
time.
middle
Well
tower is
done.
under attack.
Jeez, Always Want to Fly night and day compared to yesterday, man. He's finding the
Radiant's
plays
bottom
this time.
tower is under attack.
Damn, they worked so hard for that too. That was hookshot into Cogs push into the walking in Centaur because there's no blink yet, and they managed to set all that up and still can't get that kill. Meanwhile,
That's so
Herder,
heartbreaking.
Iceberg just walks in and presses R on someone.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
And Seb, he is closing in on the blink. Still 400 gold out.
It's gonna be BKB on Iceberg, finished up at 15 minutes though. He
Shot
drums
on
BKB.
General. This is a target they can kill. No, they even dropped the Sanity's Eclipse for it, and General's still alive. Cogs
He's a regen
slowing him
rune if he
down,
gets
now
out, too.
disarmed. He's on the run, and he's almost going to live. Mid one trying to chase him.
Oh, no, Dale, he left him
Is
alone.
under attack.
Oh, no, Dale. He's got... Oh my god, he's gonna live!
He killed Always Want to Fly, but
Oh,
they
no.
dropped the Doom. General's actually going to live.
I
And now
can't
the
watch
turn
that.
the other way. Stampede comes out, might be enough to save Spectre. Iceberg still hunting, looking for more, but surrounded by 4 heroes. Now maybe he's overcommitted. This is a really spread fight, but he'll pop the BKB, and now he wants to go on to Soxa. No tail off to the side. Roger, he's probably going to go down. V-Tune.
Oh, he's dead. Why did they
I think
keep
he's dead
fighting?
too. That was a weird overcommitment from Navi that they really didn't have to commit to.
That's such good news for OG, man. Because, like, No-Tail just stopped hitting because he's like, all right, he's dead. He's definitely going to die. And he tried to give the kill over to mid once we could recover. But now, No-Tail comes through with the respawns. Barely survives that last Purifying Flames.
Sub on the run. I think they're just going to get out. Now, they do defend the tower, though, in
Radiant's
deny
middle
range,
tower
but
is
stay
under
standing.
attack.
Oh, my God. That was hilarious.
Radiant's middle tower
I
has
can't believe
fallen.
General got out of that. All right, well, mid one at least also survived that Doom, right? So it might be 0, 3, and 5. Might only have 81 last hits, but he's getting there. The farm continues towards the Radiance.
– 12 to 11, getting closer to this 50-50
Radiant's
gold
bottom
spread.
tower
Navi
is
was up to
under
almost a
attack.
4K lead, and that has now expired.
Yeah, it feels like they wanted a lot more out of that 10-second BKB, huh?
Double damage.
That wasn't great. Now, mind you, that all started with initiation on the General, much like this one.
Well, General gets kicked up to the high ground. Sox is here, but Astral Step, follow-up hook shot, another Astral Step. General makes it back again. No Doom this time, though. Is there any punishment to come from Navi? BKB popped by Iceberg.
There's no sanities. They can either defend Soxa. All right, they're just going to dip. Let them go. Not worth the team fight, they say. Maybe they're not sure about the sanities either. But both of them about 20 seconds away. They must have the same cooldown, do they? It's 160 to 145. Okay, so slight edge for the Doom.
Yeah, Doom and Sanities have pretty much the same cooldown. So if they're both used in the fight, kind of zeroes each other out in terms of the cooldown advantage.
Only one tower each this game taken so far, as OG looking to perhaps get some more pressure down here. I mean, there's 2 points in Liquid Fire, but Sox doesn't want to reveal.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Sox, still pretty aggressive movements from OG, like no-tail farming in enemy territory. I guess we're starting to see that vertical
Dire's
split we
top
talked
tower
about.
is
Radiant
under
taking the
attack.
left side, Dire taking the right
Radiant's
side.
bottom tower
Yeah,
is under
I mean, no one
attack.
farms Ancients this game, though.
Radiant's bottom
So
tower.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not,
funny, though, that even without the ancient
Dire's
dynamic,
top
it's
tower
still
is
sort of
under
where the
attack.
teams gravitate.
Yeah, it's just how it happens, because the Radiant Triangle is so safe. That's what, like, causes all of it.
Yeah. Very hard to invade. 2 key items out now. The Diffusal secured on Slark, so his first big item post drums. And that Aghanim's on No Tail. Always a big one for OD.
Okay, Iceberg had a 15-minute drums BKB, and he has Blink nearly done right now.
Yeah, he's rolling. Almost 10k net worth.
Radiant's bottom tower
This
is
is
under
insane.
attack.
This is that mid-Doom that we saw for a couple months. Just you see why it's still very strong.
Like the mid-Deathless Doom as well. He's 0-0-1, hasn't gotten a lot of kills, but he's had free reign to rotate and farm pretty much wherever he wants.
Yeah, never miss the Devour because you're dead or anything like that. Roll mid stops the roll save.
Get on to Soxa. Now the Haunt flies from Spectre. Always want to fly. Has to ult himself to survive. The Sanities doesn't do too much. Might secure the kill onto Oracle, but he might have been dead anyhow. No, he's actually going to heal. It's not enough damage, and now this fight's starting to turn. It looks like Navi have the superior resources as No Tail gets dropped. V-Tune does go down in exchange, but Roger with a huge
They can't get the damage.
magnetize. Mid one, he's going to walk back. He's going to heal up. Oracle's still alive, can't save Iceberg, but now Sox comes back in. A very messy fight that does end up okay for OG. No, wait, maybe not. A 3 for 3. Super even at the end of the day. I guess we'll say it does favor OG as their Spectre does survive. We'll take a look at the recap.
I feel like Centaur did. Yeah, look at all that damage from Seb that fight. He got off 5 double edges. The total damage from No Tail was only like 800. And I don't even think most of that was the Sanities. He might have hit 2 heroes for a couple hundred damage. But Seb just carried through that. He had the big stomp to get the kill into V-Tune, and then he also followed through at the end there to finish off the last 2 kills onto the Centaur and the Earth Spirit. Big carry coming out from Seb.
Navi with a small lead, though, and it is still Doom that's pretty high up on the charts with that Blink Dagger secured. So good stuff for OG, but still haven't quite taken control of the game. But I guess given that they've got these late-game heroes, and now that Spectre's finally got the Radiance, things are about to shift.
And Seb's now thinking, like, I got so much farm there. I wonder if he even finishes the Force Staff. I think he might just rush the Ags now. Like, with the Blink and the
Wait, why
Hood, I think
not?
the Force is overkill.
Yeah.
Like, now that your Spectre's actually going to want to fight, I think the Stampede is just a little too good.
I would agree. 40% global damage reduction is pretty insane.
So, to clarify why it's super broken, if you guys have not seen this before, the reason is that the Dispersion calculates the damage that you would take and then reflects based off of that. So then, when the Stampede is happening and you have all that damage reduction, like, you're taking less damage, but you're still outputting just as much as they're dealing to you. So then it just gets, like, amplified. Once again, essentially, like, the trade that you're getting in those situations.
I see.
It's real nice.
Sounds pretty value. No Tail's also close
And-
to Blink.
And Seb queues up Lotus.
Okay, so
there you
Lotus
go.
this game.
To be fair,
nice
General
against
is
Doom.
going Orchid as well.
And
so
he's
they have a
actually
couple
not
good
that
tools.
far off now. So 400 gold, it's going to be out. This is a pretty crazy build from General. I know you mentioned it earlier, but have not seen this on Void Spirit in a while.
Now the downside to the Stampede, and maybe why he's not doing it, is that it only works like the damage reduction is only during the Stampede, and sometimes that's not when you're like actually fighting.
Kind of like right now. Anish takes him out. Oh, big setup onto General. Seb juices him. Now on the other side, Iceberg, though, chases down No Tail, and that'll make it a 1-for-1 to start the fight. Roger, saved by Always Want to Fly. V-Tune's still pretty healthy and looking to chase. Spectre still in the fight, jumps into backline. They lose Sox now, but it's a trade for Iceberg. Another even fight. Maybe
Mid-one jumped in.
Is he going to start cleaning things up? He's going in on the mid one. The Essence shift are starting to add up. But now they lose Always Want to Fly, and V-Tune ends up next to the Centaur, not where he wants to be, and they'll finish him off. A big fight for OG, a 2-for-4, and it's only Roger that limps away.
All right, for how much trouble Mid-1 has had in the past 2 games and how hard his games look, we have to give him credit for how well he just played that team fight.
Yeah.
That was sick. Like, of course, it was well helped from the Clockwork and the Centaur Warrunner, the way that Seven and Soxa were able to like create that space and especially break up that last little effort there from V-Tune. But Mid-1 was low HP and just like dipping and diving through everyone there to burn through with that Radiance damage.
4,000 damage done. And now OG have taken the lead. So are you feeling pretty confident in OG's ability to close this out, Trent? Where are you landing on like prediction for victory here?
All right, let me think.
I mean, I'm sure Dota Plus is favoring OG. They've got OG,
hold
they've
on,
got
don't tell me.
Spectre.
Don't tell me. I'm going to figure it out. I'll figure out mine, and I'll figure out Dota Pluses, all right?
Okay.
I'm going to go with a 72% in favor of OG for Dota Plus.
Radiant's bottom
That's my
tower
guess.
is under attack.
Damn it.
81, so it believes a
9%
little harder.
off.
Okay.
Why does it
These
believe
fights
so
have
much
been
more?
so close, though. That's where I'm... This next fight goes in favor of Navi. I don't know. Things could shift pretty quick. Look at the Oracles.
Well, you say they've been close, but at the same time, Notail also got doomed instantly in that last fight and did nothing. And it didn't even take that much of Iceberg's attention. So if you can actually get spells out of Notail, it should be pretty brutal.
I would disagree. It didn't take much of his attention. He dove him into the tier 2 up top and then got jumped on and kind of died solo for the rest of his team. It was a pretty big commitment.
Okay, fair.
It was a 1v1 while the others had a 4v4. So yeah, the Radiance makes it hard, though. That definitely tipped the scales the last fight, and V2 now is just not far enough ahead on the Slark. Like, he's going to go BKB next. That'll really help.
Radiant's top tower
Scotty
is
after
under
that
attack.
will also help bridge the gap on the mana pool.
I don't know.
Radiant's
Seb is
top
just playing so
tower
damn
has
well. He's
fallen.
actually top of the
Yeah.
net worth at this point. He's insane this game.
Oh, like he had perfect positioning in that last fight.
Radiant's top tower
Cleaning up
is
the
under
kills,
attack.
hopping in.
Man, how much faith do I have in this no-tail OD? That's the real question. I don't know. This is still kind of a tough one to call. I'll go for Navi. I think they're going to 2-0 it.
Think they're going to take it? I'm still a little nervous. Like, Slark is one of these weird heroes that he just needs to live, and then Essence Shift kind of does the rest for him. You know what I mean? And
But look at that, too, though. Man, damn. This guy's so fast.
Dead Oracle, he gets caught.
And the thing is that Slark can be that hero, too. He can die just that easily if Oracle's not there to back him up.
yeah.
I'll take that.
If OG keep taking the fights like they have been, where they're only fighting on their terms with good initiations, they can definitely win this. But they need to play tight. There are definitely opportunities for Navi to take advantage of big blunders with the Doom and Slark. That's why Slark's such a scary carry in my book, that he punishes mistakes very hard. But it goes both ways, where he gets
Radiant's
punished very
bottom
hard for
tower
making
is
mistakes
under
also,
attack.
because he's so slippery and squishy, you know?
Yeah.
Very high risk, high reward kind of carry. There's the BKB, though. This is a big step.
Yeah, he needs to win a couple fights to camber that Scotty so he can buff his mana pool.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Right now,
Dire
2 Astrals is going to put him at an extra
Radiant's
100 mana.
bottom tower is under attack.
All right, sorry, 100 each or whatever.
Dire are
So it's
scanning.
oh no, it's 3 charges, so it's 150 each. Damn. So it's like 300 mana added when he does his double Astral.
Quite a bit. Smoke now from Navi. Who are they going to find? No Tail in the trees. The Doom comes out. I heard it. It's on Seb. No, where did the Doom go?
Yeah, he Astral the Doom
BKB's
Spectre.
Popped. Oh, it was the Spectre. There it is. No Tail, though. He's going to be in some trouble. Does get off the ult. Brings down Iceberg and General pretty low, but they're both going to survive for now. A hook shot secures the kill on the General. V-Tune in the back line trying to make something happen, but he's getting shredded. Oh my gosh, V-Tune died so fast. Buyback from General, and I think Navi are in big, big trouble now, Trent.
Okay, that was so sick, actually.
That was devastating.
So
Radiant's
the
bottom tower
double
is under
Astral
attack.
save on mid one just delayed any efforts they could have to actually kill him during the Doom, as they're now just chain Astraling off Roger. And then No-Tail just Astraled himself, so he didn't steal like any int with Astrals during that fight. He just delayed that first jump from Navi, didn't let them capitalize on the Doom control,
Radiant's bottom tower
and
is
they
under
just couldn't do
attack.
anything.
Yep, and now the
Beautiful.
tier 3 falls. It's going to be high ground. No buyback available on the Slark, and OG with huge momentum now. Another fantastic team fight. Showing the diversity of the OD there, both defensive and offensive capabilities in these fights. Buyback
still
now
have
from the
fun.
Earth Spirit. Also got hook shot. Macro Pyre available. Navi going to jump in to try to make this hold. It's a big magnetize, but dieback now for Roger. OG need to be a little careful of this stacking damage. Iceberg done with the BKB. V-Tune does still have his, but here's the Haunt. They're going to jump back in. The Oracle going down quick. Does live in the back. Seb low, but V-Tune, BKB ult, almost done. He'll make it back up to the high ground.
Man.
It's sort of a hold for Navi, but they don't get any counter kills.
They didn't get any kills, and Always Wanna Fly played that perfectly. He got the heal onto himself. He got the Fate's Edict on General while he was chain stunned in Macro Pyre and a billion other magic spells that saved his life. And that would have been a dieback for General, and they still can't clean up that engagement. But he did hold the racks for them, so big credits to Always Wanna Fly on that one. That was flawless.
Yeah, they do hold, so that's a win, but a very high kill to climb. High hill to climb.
A hill of kills, perhaps.
A hell of a lot of kills. Yeah, Dota Plus now says 98% for OG. It believes very much in these late game heroes.
I mean, they're looking.
They're ahead like this.
The way they're using those astrals, and even just dropping the sanities, like without any additional charges, it still did enough damage to matter. You know.
Yeah. What pushed me over was how fast V-Tune died in that last fight. I guess we'll see the initiation attempt onto No Tail. The Doom does come out, but he's already gotten away pretty far. They are going to isolate the Clockwork. He'll be the first casualty. OG a little discombobulated. No Stampede for 10, so Saksa will go down. That's 2 kills. They're going to find the OD as well. Make it 3. Navi striking back. Big sign of life.
Yeah, good stuff there to find something with no Haunt being there. It will be up relatively soon by the looks of it. 40 seconds away. I mean, Aegis, yeah. Maybe that's the play. Just take, because they never secured that first Aegis on OG.
No.
Went high ground before it, and it might cost them. I mean, 20 seconds, it's a bit of a slow roach, but they also really don't want to buy back. But I'm not sure if they even know this is happening.
It's a little scary because Haunt is up in 10, and there is a Sanity's Eclipse. So in theory, OG could try to book it to the pit and contest. They are going to drop the scan. They know, but now Roche is so low. Can they get here in time? Macro Pyre, Roche falling fast. He does get pipped off by V2, but now the fight breaks out, and Navi are low. They've lost Always Wanna Fly. He'll buy back immediately. A 5v5 still on the field, but Iceberg in deep, and General getting chased down by mid one. 2 big casualties on Navi. 3 in total if you count the Oracle. So they do get out with the Aegis, and they did get credit for the Roche kill, but heavy cost.
Yeah, they took a big risk opting for that, and I'm going to say that probably wasn't worth it. They need to find themselves into a split push scenario now. They can try and push out these sideways.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
At least they didn't lose the Aegis and the Spectre. That would have been a total disaster.
Yeah, I mean, that's actual worst-case scenario, but buyback already from the Doom. There is a glyph. That'll give him a reset. V-Tune does not have BKB or ult. He'll be all right. They're not going to dive it.
Iceberg? I say a false promise. Damn.
Iceberg dying fast. V-Tune also forced to jump back to safety. A purely defensive fight. He's going to lose the Aegis here. Stampede onto Roger. Interesting Stampede. Good cogs pushing back. Tier 3 falling quickly. I don't think there's much hope for Navi here. Doom jumps in with a blink. Slark behind him. They will get socks. And again, Navi do hold.
Yeah, they kind of ran out of gas there, right? Like once everything got dropped. They forced the buyback on Iceberg. Still a victory in the end, but it's not a game ender quite yet as they smoke out, looking for some follow-up kills here. Might catch No Tail.
No Tail would be a dream gank.
He's gone. They see that the wave's not being pushed out top. I think that's what just got pinged.
Players here.
Sanity's to return in 90 seconds. So another minute and a half is... Oh, Saksa gets blocked off by No Tail's blink. Into his face there. I gives him the tip.
Yeah.
Thanks,
well,
bud.
you know.
Dire's
Overclocking.
has been denied.
Jeez. They actually get a final deny onto their mid tower.
Turning into kind of a weird game where it's felt like Navi have not had much hope for the last 10 minutes or so, but they've continued to hold on. And Slark actually not going for the Scotty says, you know what, I want this Silver Edge. I want the break. I want another reset tool. He's already picked up the Echo Saber. Mid lane, they do find the Spectre. They drop the Doom, but can they actually kill him? No Tail Silence, not going to have the defensive Astral. It's big damage. They've got the Spectre. This is huge. Now Soxlow, they're going to find him as well, and No Tail's on the run. No buybacks on either of those heroes. That was a big catch.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
That was
under
actually
attack.
getting the Doom, the Fiery Blade onto him, right? That was, took like almost 500 damage from it, as well as from the
Dyer's
Doom
top tower is
itself,
under
too.
attack.
That is a crazy amount of damage on max HP. I mean, it was also just like a 4-hero just like stomp onto her, too. All right, that fight got ugly really fast. They just kind of blew up. That was without Haunt and also without the Sandleys. That now returns to them. So kind of giving some stuff away there on OG. Not a disaster, but pointing out that maybe that Silver Edge could actually come through sometime.
Haste.
And it's not just versus the Spectre, right? It's going to give you that ability versus Seb as well.
Oh, mid now. For the setup here. Only Roger. Oracle trying to keep him safe. Banish him. And I think you might just want to leave him here. No, Iceberg jumps in. Uses a BKB charge, and yeah, he's 100%
Is
dead.
under attack.
At least Navi won't take any additional losses.
All right. That was a little close. Everyone thought he was completely dead.
So they all just walked away, yeah.
All right, Seb's got the big save this game. Seb is carrying so hard. He's the highest farm in the game.
Haunt, where's he going? Is it up top here? Yes,
Yeah,
it
that
is.
was
in on
bold
the
attempt.
Iceberg.
He tried to TP out, and that was no buyback for 4 minutes.
Cannot endure.
All right, 100 seconds sidelined. Oracle, 70 seconds. A big set of kills for mid one. Eye of Scotty is complete, and now the high ground siege begins. No creeps, though. So at least buy them time for the Earth Spirit to come up. This is kind of unfortunate for OG.
Dyer's bottom tower is under
V2
attack.
grabs the mid ones, too. I'm going to slow that down as much as he
Radiant's top
can.
barracks are under attack.
Okay, well now the backdoor protection's broken.
Man, Centaur was so good at hitting towers before. Now he sucks again.
Yeah, now he's just a
Dyer's bottom
regular
tower
old
is under attack.
puncher.
Dyer's structures
But
are
what's the play for
fortified.
OG next? Are they going to stick around and go
Radiant's top
bottom, or do
barracks
they
are
run?
under
There's still a
attack.
tier 2 mid, so they can get at most
Radiant's
2
top
lanes.
barracks has fallen.
And they've answered my question
Dyer's
as Seb
bottom
runs
tower is
down to the
under
bottom
attack.
set of barracks. And I think this will be 2 lanes secured.
How broken will Retaliate Aura be, though,
Radiant
with
structures are
Dispersion
fortified.
as well as the
Radiant's bottom
Stampede
barracks
Global,
are
or
under
Ags, though.
attack.
That's kind
Yeah,
of
that's
insane.
pretty dirty.
I guess if you break it, though, it probably stops applying to everyone, at the very least.
It should. Haven't seen break against Centaur in a hot minute, but... And the Silver Edge is online. So 2 lanes of barracks sacrificed.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Navi might get one more chance. Whoa, hook shot in. They want this Oracle. They found him and always want to fly dies. They know he doesn't have buyback.
That was, like, kind of greedy by Soxa, but at the same time, the fact that you have the double hookshot, double cogs, gives you a lot of room to play around when you're in like that.
Yeah.
Man, his death timer is not long at all.
It's an Oracle. He's...
I mean, he's level 16. I'm surprised it's so low still. It's like 50 seconds.
Look at how the formula goes now. Is it more based on net worth?
I think it's only level.
Oh, it's only level. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hook shot. Haunt. For the back line. It's down bottom, and they found the Doom. He's got the BKB. Help from Roger. Won't be able to save Iceberg, and he also does not have buyback. GG. Iceberg just calls it. He knows. Well, kind of a heartbreaker of an ender, but big stuff for OG. They keep this series alive, and they will take us to a Game 3 decider for elimination.
Yes, the mysterious hero returns to us in the Outworld Devour, and this time looking a lot better than our previous match where it was featured. And mostly from the defensive merits. It wasn't really the sanities that helped push this hero through this time. It's like, had a pretty mediocre lane, didn't go as well as the previous time versus the Doom. But we talked about No-Tail. He's been playing these support heroes mid. He's played the Oracle. He's played the Abba. He kind of just played supporty OD there. A lot of good Astrals to delay the fights, push them longer, and Seb was willing to say, mount up, everybody, hop on. I will carry us to victory upon the backs of my Centaur. Probably his best hero in his career at this point, frankly.
You're definitely right about how No-Tail itemized. Tranquil Boots, Ags, Blink, Force Staff. That is pretty damn defensive. The Ags cuts both ways, but great use of the Ags to counter the Doom, really. We saw that come into clutch to save Spectre in that one fight, and that was a big game turner.
I like how he still had the the brooch in his items.
Oh,
37-minute game. Yeah, Faded Brooch, tier 1. It's pretty good.
I'll take the 200 mana, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess on OD, that 200 mana is kind of uniquely important, but... Well, Navi put up a good fight. It definitely looked like even once things started to go in favor of OG, Navi were still holding steady. They were still finding some opportunities to get pickoffs. Never really regained control, but didn't roll over either. So that makes me pretty excited for Game 3 here, Trent.
Yeah, I think they lost out when the Blink BKB timing on Iceberg didn't go as well as they'd hoped. There were some fights that probably should have been theirs, especially those couple fights where they initiated on General from the side of OG and he got out. And then he was able to regroup and everything, but they couldn't quite solidify Doom one target into chase down. I feel like how often was Roger creating this big chase opportunity where then